everybody, welcome to Triathlon Tips Live. This is Coach John. I'm coming to you from my home in Bradenton, Florida, and bringing you everything 70.3. Yeah, what we're talking about in the next 16 weeks is we're going to talk about 70.3 racing and everything about it. We're going to try and cover how to get you guys to the starting line in the best possible shape you could be in and to the finish line with the results that you're asking for, that you're looking for. I've had all kinds of problems tonight getting this live stream set up. I'm doing this in a really weird way. If you saw this, it's an absolute mangled up, wired up mess. I've been working through my phone. I couldn't get my webcam to work. I could get audio out of my good mic, but then I don't know if that's working. So I'm running my audio through my setup that I use to do my filming with. So if you're on board with me tonight, come on, jump on board and give me a hi. How you doing? Got a couple people on board to start off. Thank you all very much for coming on board and seeing me. Let me know if I have audio. I don't know at this point. I could hear it through my headset, but I don't know if I could see it or if you guys are hearing it. And if you are hearing it, go ahead and throw me a thumbs up. Give me an idea that you can hear and see me. So what is my reason for doing these live streams? I just saw people come in and go away, and I'm hoping that they could hear. What are my reasons for doing these live streams? Well, I'm doing the live streams here. Let me see if I can log in on my Facebook account and see if notifications here. Says I'm going live soon. Click on that and going live in 0. I don't know. Okay, this thing is really going to be fun tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and continue to work. I love it in StreamYard because what's happening in StreamYard is I am able to. It's recording everything I say. I'll be able to bring you this information in the form of a video if it doesn't work out through the internet. So what's my reasoning for doing this? Of course, like I said, bring you to the starting line as well in good a condition as you could possibly be in. But it's accountability. I'm doing Ironman Florida 70.3. I'm going to be there. I need to be accountable for myself and my company and through you guys on YouTube and on Facebook that are the people that are looking to me for advice and to learn. So I want you to get, like I said, I want you to jump on board and give me what's going on, how you doing. But right now we're going to get into the meat of our video. Do you want to know how fitness, freshness, and taper fit into your training to equal peak performance on race day? We're going to look at these tonight. We're going to look at how to do that, how to do periodization, a little bit on recovery, and where to put your B race to be able to bring in the best possible results that you're going to have and be ready for your race. Some of the things that you have to think about in the race that a lot of people don't along the way is you have to talk about your mental freshness, your physical freshness, your training, your fitness, and how everything times out with your GI and with your mental effects. Let's take a look over here. I got a graph behind me, and this is showing you some of the things that you need to think about when you're looking at getting ready for the race. Okay, so you just signed up. You're ready to go. This applies for 70.3 racing and 140.6 racing, and it can relate all the way down to your local 5K. You just stretch this chart out or shorten it by the number of weeks that you're training. But we're set up on a 16-week schedule here. And how I work my scheduling on this is I work through periodization. If you look here at the top, you're going to see where you're going to go through a period of base training, a period of build training, a period of focus training, to bring you to your race day with the best possible chance of really, really good results. So how I relate this is in the base training, I talk about the Statue of Liberty. You look at the Statue of Liberty, you see this beautiful statue in the middle of New York Harbor, and it stays up there no matter what, because number one, it's got a base. It's got a fort that it was built on at the bottom. That is the foundation. It is wide, it is strong, and what we're going to try to do in the first period of training is you're going to try to go wide on your base right there. And then you're going to go on to your build section. This I relate to the Statue of Liberty is the base, the brick base that was built below the statue that was on top of the fort that really builds up and holds that statue up high so that you can see it off in the distance. Then with the focus is you're going to be the statue itself. The focus is designed to bring focus on areas that you need help that you learned during the base to build, to bring the focus and focus on race specific, the focus on race specific areas that you need help. So building that way, you're going to come into your race day using that periodization and be ready to go. You can't jump into your racing and then just jump right into the hard stuff and try to go through that, because you're going to end up with a lot of issues, a lot of problems if you try that. Now, what is going to happen is you're going to sign up. You're going to go absolutely love, and you're ready to go. You are ready to really hit this thing, and you're going to hit it too hard. Yeah, it's just a fact. Your freshness level is up here off the chart, up above, and you're as fresh as you could possibly be at any time in your training. That's it. Your mental freshness, you're excited, your physical freshness, you are not worn out, you are not physically beaten up at all. But on the flip side, your fitness level is going to be down here at the bottom. You're going to be at the lowest level of fitness. And this is assuming, if you look, you're going to be in the level of fitness that maybe you're in sprint condition, or maybe an Olympic kind of ready to go. You're just going through the motions, and you're keeping your fitness level just enough to be able to get out there and do your maintenance style workouts. So what you're going to do at this point is, instead of jumping into your training as hard as you possibly can, you're going to have to get out there and you're going to have to plan. You need to plan all your training. This is where a good quality training plan comes in, but I relate training plans to throwing a rock into the ocean and hitting a target under the water. You might get close, but the chances of really nailing a training plan are kind of low. Coaching comes in, the coach will be able to help you through all of that. Now, you can, and people do, and they're very, very successful at training themselves for 70.3 or a full Ironman race. Coach necessary? Not necessary. Coach helping to help you along the way? Yes, they do. So everything that you're going to be doing has to be planned at the start. This is where you start your nutrition. You don't start your nutrition planning out here. And I see this all the time. These people are 2, 3, 4 weeks away from the race, and they're out here posting up saying, hey, what nutrition should I use in the race? By this point out here, your nutrition should be totally, completely ready to go. You should start it back here and work on your nutrition from day one, treating every single workout that you do as race style nutrition. You need to not only train for swim, bike, and run, you need to train your gut, your nutrition, and you need to know by the time you hit race day over here that your nutrition is dead on the nose. In the description down below, you'll find a link to my nutrition hack for Ironman and half Ironman racing. I've been using it for years. It really, really works out good. Check that out later on. It's a great little thing. It's I believe it's My Nutrition Hack is what I call it. If you go out and you take a look at my videos that I do, if you're getting, I guess, if you're getting value from this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Just drop below. It's really easy. It's right there. Just drop below, hit me a thumbs up, and let me know that you're getting value, and that'll help YouTube know to push this out to more and more people. Now, when you go into the periodization and you start looking, you see how this graph has your freshness is very high, your fitness is very low, and as you start your base training here, your fitness is going to slowly increase, and that's what you want. You want to slowly increase your fitness. You don't want to try to jump in too hard. You'll end up injured. You'll end up with burnout. You'll end up just not being right. But you're going to jump in, and you're going to start your first 3 weeks or so of a very steady base where you're going to build gradually through those few weeks, and that's also going to take your freshness level, and your freshness level is going to tank pretty quick right off the bat. You're not going to be in the shape that you need to be in to do the type of workouts that you're going to do. In my plans, you're going to start here with the first week is going to feel very, very hard. It's going to feel very difficult. It's not going to get much harder through the first base building. And by the end, when you hit the end of the base, that workout's going to seem kind of sort of a little bit easy. Now, how do we keep our freshness level from really tanking off? That's where we come in with our recovery weeks and our recovery days. Guys, you can't train 7 days a week, 16 weeks into a half Ironman or 26 weeks into an Ironman. You just can't do it. Your body's not going to be able to recover and to take the stresses that you're putting on the muscles and create more muscle and recover and adapt to the stresses that you've put on your body. So we're going to have a recovery week. Now, the recovery week is not going to hurt you in your fitness, because it's not a shut it off, sit down and eat bonbons and watch television. You're still going to be doing workouts, but it's going to be considerably less. There'll be a couple of rest days in there. I use it as a testing period where I give my athletes tests to do for swimming, for biking, for running, and the workouts are light. The long workouts drop off, and you're going to see an increase in your freshness during those weeks. Why can't you keep doing those type of weeks the whole time? Because they don't provide you with enough stresses on your muscles to adapt all the way in to race day. So we're going to have in the periodization, each period is going to have a recovery week. Each week is going to have a recovery day. You need to do those so your body is able to adapt and able to just be ready for the next set of workouts, which will be each time just harder and harder and harder after those recovery days. Now, if you look at this, you're going to see where your fitness is going to be dropping off, and your freshness is going to be dropping off, and your fitness is going to be coming up. And what's going to happen here is at one point, somewhere in this training, you're going to have a point where your fitness and your freshness match. That's what we're going for on race day. This is a good place in this area between weeks 8, 9, 10 range. This is a good place to put your B race, to put an Olympic race in there, or to do a Olympic style race, even if it's on your own. This will get you an idea of where you are in your training and get you some race adrenaline, I guess you'd say. You get your race on. Yeah, there you go. But that's where you want to put your B race, somewhere in that range when your freshness and your fitness are passing. Now, this is where it kind of gets interesting, because as your fitness is increasing in your build section and in the beginning of your focus section, as your fitness is going up, so is the level of your workouts. You're going to be getting longer workouts. You're going to be getting harder workouts. you're going to be getting more workouts. Your length of time and your training is going to be going up, which of course is going to take your freshness level and just start to tank that. So you're going to get your fitness is going up, your freshness is going down, and you hit the mental wall. I've been training people as a coach for about 5 years. I have many, 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 many clients that have done Ironman racing, and every single 70.3 racer, every single Ironman racer that I've worked with hits this mental wall somewhere between the end of the build and the focus section. And this is something that you have to push through. You have to get through that. You have to understand that you're putting in the work. You're going to have your family issues. You're going to have work issues. You're going to be tired. You're going to be hungry. You got to get by that. So if you know it's coming, then you'll be able to get by it much easier. Now, as you go into your focus, and like I said earlier, your focus section is going to be where you are taking and actually focusing on race type workouts. Your base section is just to give you base strength. Your build section is to build endurance. We're going to build most of our endurance on the bike. You do not want to try to build your endurance running, because running is high impact. You may be a runner. You may say, hey, I've done all these marathons and this type of thing. This isn't a marathon. This is not a half marathon. This is a half Ironman, or in some people's cases, an Ironman race, where your endurance levels have to be much, much higher than you do in those style of races. Now, at this point here also, you should really, truly, by the time you hit this focus, you should have your nutrition down like clockwork. You should know exactly how much nutrition, what you're going to use, when you're going to take it, how it reacts with when you get off the bike and start to run after a long bike workout. Can you take in more salt? Can you take in amino acids? Can you take in carbohydrates? All of that stuff is learned back in this section right here. By the time you hit your build section, you should know what products you're going to be using. If they're good on your gut, if your GI is going to work with it, then through the build section, you should be getting your timing down, when you're going to eat your solid food, when you're going to take your gels, when you're going to take your salt tablets, that type of thing. All of that happens in the build section. And in the focus section, again, now we're going to focus. We're going to set our nutrition to have a schedule. And by the time we hit taper time, we should not ever, ever have to question what we're going to do for nutrition in the race. Will it work? We'll find out. But you have to have that set and ready to go. Nutrition-wise, what do I suggest? Folks, everybody's different. Everybody's different. I am a salt stick person. I like salt stick products. I like bulk breaker products. Yeah, they're back, by the way. And that's what I use to get me through the racing. And it works. It works for me. I can't do maltodextrin. I can't do that at all. I can't take the Gatorade on the course because it just is like a lump of clay in my stomach. So by that point, when you hit the focus, you should have your nutrition down pat. Now, when we hit the last few weeks, you're going to be doing your biggest workouts here in these last 2 weeks prior to your taper. You're going to be doing your longest bike rides, your longest runs when it comes to Ironman racing. You're going to be up over 100 miles on your bike each and every one of those weekends when it comes to 70.3 racing. I do 2 different styles. I have one that pulls you in at right at the 56 miles of the race. And then I have an overreach that I use myself, where you take an overreach on your bike to get more fitness on your bike, where I'm doing 60, 70, and then finishing up at about an 80-mile ride. This is where my accountability comes in. This is where I'm going to talk to you guys, and you guys are going to help me. And I want to see some suggestions in the chat to help me stay accountable to that. Now, when we hit taper time, this is important. When you hit taper time, it does not mean stop. All right? It does not mean stop. It means taper. You're going to reduce the amount of you're going to reduce the length of your workouts, and you're going to reduce the distance of your workouts. Oh, I'm seeing that I may not be, I'm locked up here. And that you're going to see the distance of your workouts drop. You're going to see the intensity of your workouts drop, but you're going to do that gradually and come into and you're also going to take more rest days than you would during your build or your focus, where you're taking one, maybe two, depending on your age and your fitness and what your goals are. But when you come into your taper, you may be taking every other day, and as the taper gets closer and closer to the race. Now, what's going to happen? You're going to hit the point where you have the greatest fitness you can have. You're going to be in the best shape you possibly can be in. But this is where I see so many people go, I don't think I trained well enough. I just am not in good enough shape to do this race. I can barely get through my long ride. How am I going to throw a 13.1 on the back of that? How am I going to swim 1.2 miles prior to the bike that I just can't make it now anyway? And the problem is, this is where the mental clarity has to come in. You're going to be tired and you're not going to be thinking about this. But this is where your freshness is going to be, folks. Your freshness is going to be as tanked as it possibly can be. You're right. At that point, you might be physically fit enough to do it, but you couldn't at this point right here, 2 weeks before the race. You should not be able to take and go hog wild into that last weekend as hard as you can go, and then be able to knock off the best half Ironman distance race that you possibly can. It just shouldn't happen, because your fitness is high as it's going to get. Notice I have it off the chart. You're going to be higher in fitness at that point than any other time, but your freshness is going to be down here. That's the problem. This is why you can't do it. Why your mind is going to say you can't do it, because you're going to be totally and completely worn out. That's when taper kicks in. And what taper's goal is to hold your fitness as close to peak as you possibly can. Yeah, if you take a 2-week taper, you're going to start to drop off. Anybody who does a 3-week taper, by the time you hit 3-week taper, your freshness is going to be off the chart, but your fitness is going to come down. You're going to hit a week before. You're going to hit your peak performance a week before the race. So our goal is to not have the fitness drop off too far, but to have your freshness come screaming up to the top and hit right here on race day, so that you have the best possible race you can. Here's another thing you need to remember about this, and why taper is pretty much necessary, because anything that you do that's hard and pushes hard, your body will not adapt to it before race day. So if you're out there and you're doing your 80-mile bike ride the week before the race, your body's not going to adapt. Your body's not going to, the freshness level's not going to come up. Your body's not going to adapt to that stress fast enough to make it be worthwhile in the race. So that taper is as important as, actually is more important than a big workout coming up prior to the race. Another thing about 70.3 racing, especially Ironman racing, you can't cram for the exam. You can't miss a bunch of workouts here, anywhere. You can miss a workout here and there. It shouldn't hurt you at all. If you have an obligation and you can't make a workout somewhere in here, say, it's not going to hurt you. Okay? It's not going to hurt you at all. But if you miss workout after workout after workout after workout after workout after workout, make excuse here when you're in the mental wall area, you're not going to be here up at the top on race day. I'm spinning again, and I'm hoping I'm hooked up. Let me shut off my banner here. That might help. Like that. Turn it off. I got nothing. I'm hoping that you guys can hear me and you're still on board. If you can, shoot me a yeah, I'm good. And something went wrong. Try again. Let's see what happens now. Okay, studio. All right. Looks like we're back. Yeah, but so what you want to do is you want to make sure that you don't miss a whole lot of workouts, especially after the midpoint of your training, because if you miss those workouts over and over and over and over again, you're not going to be able to make them up. You're not going to be able to cram for the exam, like I say, and put a whole bunch of workouts here in the last month and think I'll be fine. You might make the finish line, but you're not going to make the finish line at the numbers that you're expecting. Um, Guys, I want to tell you that I really want to thank everybody for coming on board. If you have any questions, I don't see any comments. I've seen a lot of people in the chat. I've seen probably some of my best live attendance. And if you want, we have a question and answer session and it'll be available. You can put the questions on Facebook. I believe it'll pop up on my screen. But I can't comment back in the stream. But if you're on Facebook, on YouTube, go ahead and throw any questions you might have in there. Let me know if I can help you in any way. My name's Coach John, and I put videos on YouTube and share them out to all the proper places where they could be helpful on Facebook. Ironman pages, triathlon pages, running pages, cycling pages, but only in places where it will be appropriate. So, spam? No, I don't spam you guys. I give you good quality information, and I'm not seeing any chats popped up. I'm going to see if this is working. I'm going to put hi all and hit the chat. There we go. Yep, it is working on, and that popped up on my Facebook. It says hi all there, and if you would just go ahead and post a comment, I'm going to say post a question. Boom, there we go. If you posted a question, I can see it. So if not, if I don't have anybody who's interested in any more information, we will be back next week, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Sunday evening. I will have another quality bit of information for you to be able to help you in getting ready for your 70.6 and your Ironman race. This is Coach John. Boom! I'm out.